Hello, my neighbors. Alicia Dolan here with Stampin' in My Corner. Thank you for joining me tonight for this video, Stampin' Sunday video. We are going to make a card tonight using the Beauty of Friendship stamp set. And I have a really pretty card to show you. I'm so glad that you're here with me. If you are watching on YouTube, if you could like and share this video, that would be great. And if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy our card making time tonight. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to get started. I have put the host code for this month up at the top of my stamping space. So if you are ready to place an order, Stampin' Up! Order for any of the things that you see in the video tonight, and you use that host code, then I can keep track and send you a special gift from me. Here is the card that we're going to make tonight. This is using the new Beauty of Friendship stamp set. And I will give you the measurements as we go along. Our card base tonight is out of Mossy Meadow cardstock. And this comes from a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 11, cut at 4 1/4 the long way. So tonight our card is going to open this direction. And then we need a piece of designer series paper that measures 3 7/8 by 5 inches. We need a piece of Whisper White that's small for our label, for our words, and that piece is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. And we also need a piece of white. Oh, that is not that's not right. I'll measure that one and tell you what it is. This piece is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then this little piece of Mossy Meadow is 2 by 4. Okay, so let's get started and put this card together. The stamp set that we use for this is a photopolymer stamp set. So to stamp, we're going to want to use our Stampin' Pierce mat, and I just have my piece of scrap paper here folded on top. This one is just a sheet of printer paper that I folded and put on the top for that. So on our piece of white, and again, this is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. We are going to stamp our tree in early espresso. So we'll ink up our stamp. And when you're inking up your stamp, you always want to make sure that you're tapping gently, but enough times to get good coverage. And then we are going to stamp that right in the middle. And you want to press down firmly, but not, you don't want to just smash your tree in there, because then the edges of the tree will get kind of smudgy looking. And we don't want smudgy when smudgy is not what we're going for, right? Sometimes it is, but in this case, it is not. So we can set that off to the side. And then we're going to take this little stamp, which is this little image right here, which is really just a bunch of little sprinkly dots, but I thought that it would look like little buds on the tree, little flower buds. And I'm using Mary Merlot. On my original card, I used Rococo Rose, but I wanted to try the Mary Merlot because I think it'll bring in just a slightly different color. So I'm going to ink that up a little bit, and then I'm going to stamp off, because I don't want my image to be really dark. And then I'm going to stamp along my branches. And I do like the color of that a little bit better for these buds. So we're just going to stamp off and stamp around. And I'm trying to keep it as close to the branches as I can. I think that does look like there are little buds on the tree. So there is that. And then I'm gonna take my Mossy Meadow ink and open that up. I wasn't sure at first that this Beauty of Friendship stamp set would be my favorite, just because I was really attracted to the Lovely as a Tree set. That was one of my favorites. And to be honest, I was a little grumbly about giving it up, which sometimes happens with my favorite sets. But if you have the Lovely as a Tree stamp set, you could definitely use it to make this card. And this one I stamped off twice. And then if you do what is called huffing on your stamp after you stamp off, and that just means that you kind of breathe on it, like, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I did just breathe on it. It just dampens the stamp enough that you can stamp one more time and just get a light image. Especially with a darker color, it seems to work the best that third time. And then I'm going to clean that off on my chamois. I try to clean as I go so that I don't end up with lots of cleaning left to do at the end. Last night I was in here working on some things, and there was an issue in the other room, and I walked away for a few minutes, and I somehow have lost one of my stamps. And I still haven't found it, but I have not given up hope. So hopefully I will still find it. Now I'm going to take this piece of white that is 7/8 inch by 1 3/4 and some Mossy Meadow ink. And I'm going to stamp You Truly Inspire Me. Right in that little rectangle. Then I'll clean that one off. I guess I should check and see if I am live. I am not. The way I set my camera up tonight, I can't see your comments. And so I'm going to try on my computer to get to where you are. And hopefully I can answer you. Oh, you have this set in your basket. I am really liking this set, Kim. I don't know if you've used it yet, but it is a really nice set. And I love this paper. So this is the Beauty of the Earth paper. This is one of the pieces, and here's one. I love this wood grain side. That's, I love woodsy cards and nature cards, and so that's really one of my favorites is when we have paper with a wood grain or a wood texture. I really like it, and it goes great with the, let's see, I think these are in the neutrals pack. So I have, or either neutrals or naturals. I think it's neutrals. But I love the Mossy Meadow and the Mary Merlot and Early Espresso. They're all earth tones. And I am a big fan of earth tones and the kind of peacefulness that it helps me feel. Not that all of earth is peaceful, obviously, it's not. But when I think about the woods or the water or just being out in nature, those things make me feel peaceful. And so I appreciate those. So next we are going to put a little piece of ribbon around here, and this is the Fine Art ribbon, which is growing on me every time I use it. I like it a little bit more. And what I like to do when I'm adding a ribbon, to get it near the center, well, first I'm going to cut it so that it has a little space on either side. The pad that I have to help with stamping, it's called the Stampin' Pierce Mat. And if you go to the website and there, you know, when you're shopping, there's a little search icon. If you type in mat, M-A-T, you'll be able to find it. I don't know its number in the catalog. They were going to cancel it for a while, retire it, and because so many demonstrators requested that they keep it, they kept it around. And I use one side for stamping, the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo on it, and then the other side, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have a piercing tool, and you can poke that right into this mat, and it will heal up a little bit on its own, but not completely. So that's why I use one side for piercing and the other side for stamping. Just because I feel that, I don't know if it would matter 100% or not, but I don't want to stamp over a lumpy spot or a dip, just in case it would mess up my image. Okay, so now I have my ribbon, and on this side of my grid paper, there's a 0 that starts in the middle, and then it counts out from there. So if you're a person who loves to measure and likes to have easy measurements, then, like I am, then you probably would appreciate a little grid paper like this. So at one side, it starts at 0 in the middle and works out so that you can line things up and get them centered nice. And it does the same along the top. And then along the bottom and the left side, of the paper. It starts at 0 on the left and increases to the right, and then increases as you go up too. So we're going to put our ribbon here on the 0 line, and then I'm going to turn my paper upside down and kind of put it in the middle. But I know that I want my ribbon to be closer to the bottom than it is to the top. And so since this side's going to be the top, if I line this up with the 2, and then the other side of my card goes to the 3, no, that's not right, is it? It's got to be the other way around. So I'm going to line it up at the 3. And the other side will go to the 2. So this is the bottom of my card, and this is the top. And then I am going to grab my mini glue dots. And these work really great for ribbon. I really like them for ribbon. They're good for other stuff too, but I like them a lot for ribbon. And I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool and just roll one of those little glue dots off of there and stick it on the ribbon. And I'll roll a second one off and stick it on the other side. Oops. And then I can line them back up because I joggled them around a little bit there when I was putting the glue dots on. It's hard not to do that because they're very sticky. So then I'll hold my card in place and I'll just flip my ribbon over to the other side. So then without moving it, it'll be lined up where I want it to be when I flip it back over. So this is what it looks like on the front. And actually, I think I put this one down a little farther than I did my last one, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to turn this over and put some glue on the back. And I like to use the liquid glue. So I'll go, and not only is this fairly easy to use, but it's really inexpensive. The liquid glue is. Hold on, it looks like I'm getting to the end of mine. I use this a lot, so. Okay, I'm gonna do a thin line all around the edge, and then a squiggle in the middle. And I always put the cap on right away. And I store mine this direction with the pointier end down, because this is the side I use most of the time, in a little bucket. So if you don't have a little bucket for your tools, I picked this one up from a friend of mine who was moving, actually. But you could get a little bucket from the dollar store or wherever, but I like to keep my glue that direction because it makes it faster when I go to use it. And usually I did have to shake it a little bit this time because it's getting so close to the end, but in general I don't have to shake it that much. Right, and then I want my bow to be on this side, so I'm going to turn my card this way. And I am going to thread my ribbon underneath from right to left. And I'm sure that different directions work for different people. This is just what works for me. I'm right-handed, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I found that this works the best for me when I'm tying a bow. So then I tie a knot, and I pull up a loop on the left side, and I try to wrap this around, keeping it as flat as possible. and then tuck it through. And then I try really hard not to pull my bow. I move my ribbon to the left side. I know it seems like a lot of silly steps, and maybe people don't need that many steps, but I do. And I try not to pull it really tight until I get it kind of close to looking how I want it to look. Okay, so now I'm gonna stick my pinky fingers in the loops, just because I found that's what works best for me. Before I pull it tight. That one's gone a little crooked on me. Alright, so I'm gonna pull it, and then I'll adjust as much as I can here at the end. I feel like my first bow tied a little bit neater. Maybe that's because I know that maybe someone is watching me this time. Sometimes that does make a difference. Alright, and then I'm going to trim the ends of my bow. Oh, I didn't trim them very even. There, that's a little better. Alright. So that's it for our fine art ribbon. And then we're going to put our stamped layers together. So I'll turn those over, and I'm going to put a little bit of that same glue on there. Hopefully, I am going to, there it goes. And I'm going to put some glue on both while I have it out. Now, if you put this glue on and you don't stick it to wherever you intend to stick it, it will dry clear, but it will be sticky. So you could almost use it as a temporary glue that way, because it wouldn't be, I'm gonna have to get a new little bottle of glue out. Hopefully that will work for now, because I have them stashed away in my little stash of extra supplies. So we're going to center that stamped tree over the piece of mossy meadow. So just like that. And then we'll center our You Truly Inspire Me over our little piece of mossy meadow. I think I got a little tiny smudge right there. There it goes. I can always cover it up with a sparkly gem later, right? So there's that, and next I'm going to use my Stampin' Dimensionals. Put one on each of the 4 sides. And I try not to put them right on the edge, but a little bit closer to the center. That way, hopefully I can avoid putting any in the middle, just because I don't want to use any more than I have to. And I'll put that tree right here, kind of in the corner. And then on this one, I'm going to put a tiny glue dot here on this corner, and I'm going to put a dimensional, a small one, on this corner. Whoops. So a dimensional on this side. And then a glue dot up in this corner. Whoops. That one stuck to my finger, not to the card. And then I'll just stick it like this. And there is my card. I'm gonna try and twist my bow just a little bit. There. So here is the one I made tonight, and this one. So if you wanted your blossoms to be a little more pink, you could go with the Rococo Rose. And in this one, they look a little more like apples maybe, or cherries. Cherries probably wouldn't be that big, but they're more that color than the other ones are. So thank you for joining me tonight for this Stampin' Sunday video. You love it. Good. I really like this stamp set. I am pretty sure that I am going to be making a lot with it in the coming days. But I did also want to show you, before I go tonight, I got an order today of a few other things that I wanted to pick up. And I haven't made anything with them yet, but I wanted to show them to you. So I got this super cute little Turtle Friends photopolymer set, and I got the punch. So this is a stamp and punch bundle that you can get right now. And I thought that these would make really cute cards for birthdays or events, especially for kids. So, and my kids they love to play with my stamp sets and send cards to their friends. And I just thought this one was so cute, where it says it's time to celebrate. So pretty soon I will be making a card with this turtle stamp set. I tried to do it today, but I had already started the Beauty of Friendship card, and I could only work for just so long this afternoon. Sometimes I have like a little mental block, and I did today. So I hope you enjoyed this card for tonight, and I am starting to work on another one already using the Mary Merlot and a piece of this, another piece of this Beauty of Friendship paper. So I will post those when I get done with them. And as always, if you're following along on YouTube, feel free to like and share this video. If you place an order, use this host code, and I will send you something special by Friday. Thank you, Kim. Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are out there watching, no matter what capacity you are a mom in. We're so thankful for you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your time and all the blessings that you have I hope you're making the most of them. So have a great weekend, and I will see you next Sunday for another Stampin' Sunday video. I'm not sure what it'll be yet, but we'll see. And on Wednesdays, if you follow me on Crafting in My Corner on Facebook, I will do, I try to always do a work in progress Wednesday video and show you some other things that I'm working on around here. So I hope you have a great week, and join me live when you can, and hopefully we will see each other in person again soon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Mother's Day.